Hello, my name is Nancy Nielsen, and welcome to yogadownload.com. This is just going to be a full spectrum practice, so enjoy, and let's get started. Sit comfortably. You can be on a blanket or just on your mat, and just palms down on your thighs. As you begin to close your eyes and come to the centering place, let your shoulders lift up towards your head, and then take them back, not necessarily down, but you feel the shoulders draw back and the collarbones broaden. Soften the front of your throat. You could swallow, relax the throat, and just through the closed eyelids, gently gaze towards the tip of your nose. And let's take 5 deep breaths. Beginning to just feel and notice your breath moving in and out. Coming to a calm place, calm body, calm mind, soft breath. So that your practice has very little strain, that we're have a place of receptivity and yielding for your own inner power, resiliency, and strength to come forward into. Instead of thinking, I have to do something, I have to build something, I have to do or be different, you're just going to uncover your own inner power, strength, resiliency, and heart center. And sitting and feeling just several more deep breaths. Can you breathe into the belly? Let your belly expand. Let the sides of your ribs expand. Let right up underneath the collarbones expand. As you inhale and as you exhale, let everything soften so that your body and your mind and your spirit can receive just a little bit more. Welcome to your mat. Welcome to your practice today. Respecting and honoring yourself, bring your hands to your heart center and bow inward. It's so nice to take a moment or two right in the beginning to meet yourself where you are. Gently open your eyes and come forward onto your hands and knees. So here we go, coming onto your mat, hands and knees. Let's take a few cat-cow stretches. So you're just going to round the spine, coming out of that seated position and just giving yourself some movement here so you can wiggle from side to side. And then inhaling, looking up, lift the sit bones and tailbone. Exhale, round and curl. And inhale, look up. And for a couple more breaths, just really go to the maximum range of motion that you have. Can you really tuck and really puff the rib cage up towards the ceiling? And then inhale, arms stay straight, shoulders soften. And exhale, squeeze the front of your body. Inhaling, extending the front of your body. All right, come back to a neutral spine. Place your left palm right in the center of your mat, right underneath your heart. And we're just going to rotate the right arm up. So it's going to feel like a little twist and a little reach up. And just pause and stay here. Try to gently look up at your right thumb. If you notice that your shoulder is tight and your hand is back here, keep trying to hitchhike your thumb forward towards your head or over your head and eyes and reach up. So there's a vertical line through your arms, looking up, breathing. Not straining too much, but just opening the chest. It's an interesting movement. Sometimes this is incredibly difficult. Don't worry about that. Just breathe. Do the best you can. And then exhale, right hand to the floor. Replace the right hand right where the left hand was, and we'll go the other direction. So you're going to reach up, right? And if the shoulders, neck, head, and are tight, your arm is going to flail back here a little bit. See how it's back behind my hips. So the reach is up and forward with the hand, and a little turn of your eyes up towards your thumb. And just keep breathing, reaching, and try to expand the heart area. Widen across your collarbones. Lean your head back to the right or over your right little finger. And breathe for 3. Nice vertical line through the arms, the best you can. Keep the bottom arm straight, elbow straight, right arm. 2 and 1. Okay, bring your hands back to the mat. Widen the hands on the mat now. Make sure you replace your hands so the middle finger is as wide as the outer shoulder. We get really skimpy with the space in our hands, so take your time here to widen your hands. Lean back away from your hands, look forward, and come into a nice downward facing dog. And if you notice anything from that great shoulder stretch we just did, it might show up in your downward dog. You might feel more range of motion. Let your head go down towards your mat, lift your low belly, bend your knees, and tip your sit bones right up high to the sky. So the work here in the legs is heels descending, sit bones rising. Heels descending, sitting bones rising, press into the big toe mounds and try to stretch back through your inner heel and lift the inner ankle. And I always like to tell myself or look at my feet here, lift the little toe, lift the inner ankle. Lift the little toe side of the foot and then lift the inner ankle and try to widen your knees, widen the tops of the inner thighs. Press the hips up and back. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale, deep exhale. 2 and 1. All right. Walk up your mat to your hands, exhaling as you go. Step, step, step. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now this isn't just movement, this is an opportunity. Inhale again, each time you do this, to extend the spine out of the pelvis, leaning forward. And then exhale, lift the low belly, forward fold. 1 more of those. Inhale, extend out. Look up. And exhaling, forward fold. Press through your heels, reach out to the sides. Look forward, don't strain your throat. Soften the front of your throat and come all the way up to standing. Inhale, stretch the arms over the head. And exhale, arms at your sides. Okay, 3 sun salutation A. Exhale, release the hands. Deep inhale, stretch up. And enjoy your breath. Exhale, fold, stretch deep. Inhale, halfway. Jump or step back. Pause in plank position. Look forward, elbows straight. Take a moment here, a couple breaths here in top of a push-up to extend the tailbone and lift the knees, thighs up. Lift the heels up. Get stronger through the hands and the feet. Really make the hands and the feet strong and lengthen. Try to lengthen your tailbone towards your heels and pull the belly button forward up your mat towards the front edge of your mat. Front of your body, belly button up the mat, tailbone towards your heels. Take another breath here, and with grace and ease and your own inner power, wrap your elbows in close and lower all the way to the floor. Stretch the tops of your feet. Inhale, cobra pose. First one, we're gonna go nice and slow here. So shoulders back, heart lifts, rib cage and belly down towards the mat, lengthening your legs and lengthening the tailbone back. Take another breath and roll over the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, Third deep inhale. Reaching through the hands and the toes, reach towards the front end of your mat. Bend the knees, exhaling, look forward and either jump or step. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale, arms. And exhale, arms. 3 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, extending forward. Exhale, jump or step back and lower all the way to the mat. Soft landing. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Deep inhale, lift the low belly. Exhale prepares you, bend your knees, look forward, jump or step. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold, stretch deep. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale, arms. And exhale, arms. 2 more times, deep inhale. Even though you've done this several times already, and maybe for your lifetime 1,000,000 times, each time you do this, just stay in the present moment. Extend and do your best. Exhale, jump, step back. You are what you practice. So as you practice your yoga, you're practicing your best self. Cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. And so as you stay in the present moment and breathe here, not just wishing this moment away for the next moment, you're really offering the shininess of who you are, the brilliance of who you are, the brilliance of your own confidence, your own self-assurance, remembering that your yoga practice is for you, and then it enhances the world around you. You take this back out to the world with you. Take another breath, last deep breath in. Bend your knees, exhale, look forward, jump or step. Inhale to halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, I think I promised you one more, so this will be our last Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Try to bring your nose towards your knees. Get a deep stretch. Inhale, halfway. Look forward. Jump or step. And on your exhale, wrap the elbows in tight, lower to the mat. Inhale, cobra pose. Nice, strong hands. Exhale, downward dog. Show your mat how committed you are to it because you're pressing into your hands and your feet. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Lift your low belly. Contract right around the navel. Bend your knees. Exhale completely. Look forward, jump or step. Lightly. Inhale halfway. And deep forward fold. Exhale. So from here, you're going to press into your both hands, stand into your left foot, and try to reach your right leg straight up and back behind you. If you need to move your hands out in front or out to the sides, you can do that. Lift your right leg up and try to come into like a real straight leg standing split. Try to take your nose or forehead to your left knee. Reach. 3, extend. 2, do your best. And 1. Now, take right foot to the floor. Try the other side. Press into your hands. Lift left leg. Try parallel first. Try to lift a little higher. Heel up towards the ceiling. Press into your hands and reach up. Straight legs. 5, 4, nose to knee. 3, 2, and 1. Left foot to the ground. And bring your feet together nicely. Bend both knees and come into chair pose or Utkatasana. Sit back and down and inhale your arms up. So check to make sure your weight is in your heels. I like to kind of peek down at the toes, widen spaces between the toes, rock the weight back into your heels, pull the rib cage back, low belly and tight, and sit down for 3. Look up at your thumbs if it doesn't hurt your neck, or if your neck feels okay with this. 2. And 1. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, nice deep forward fold again. Inhale to halfway. This time, go ahead and step your left foot back all the way. Big step back, nice lunge here. Angle your left heel down. Bend deeply through your front knee and inhale your arms. So as you get a steadiness in your legs, arms by your ears, look up. Bend deeply through your right knee. And as you bend deeper and deeper through your right leg, right thigh parallel to the mat, outer right hip back, spin your inner left thigh up, scoop tailbone down, reach up and back, feel a steadiness, palms together, and look back at your thumb. One more breath. You can feel the Vira or Virasana in this pose, the warriorship. And then hands to your heart center. We're going to step forward, back foot to the front, exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, deep inhale. Exhale, big step back with your right foot. It's really nice just to get these poses going slow into them. Let them be foundational in your body. Reaching back through your right heel, extending arms out wide, coming up. Virasana 1 or warrior 1, outer right hip forward, left hip back. Stretch your back leg stronger. Right knee straight, left knee bends. Palms together if you feel a steadiness, and gently look up at your thumbs. Reaching up. 4, 3, rib cage back, tailbone down, extending up and back. And 1, hands to heart center, exhale, hands to the mat. Let's step back into a downward facing dog and exhale completely. Breathe in, come to plank position, lift your heels. Check, look back at your feet. Make sure your feet are about, let's say a block's distance, block width apart. So again, this is a common thing we'll do. We'll bring the feet together too close. So just make sure your feet are apart. Lift your belly. Belly button towards the front of your mat, tailbone towards the back of your mat, legs strong. And exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Inhale into a cobra pose. Exhale. See if you could do this. Forehead to your mat, but keep your shoulders lifted high as your elbows. Shoulders away from your mat, so it's not this. It's this. Shoulders up. Forehead down. Forehead down, shoulders up. And then reach the arms back. Shoulders up. And then lift your head and chest. Lift your legs and reach. For 4, throat back, 3, breathing, 2, just to ignite and wake up the back muscles, and 1, hands back to the floor, shoulders back, hips to heels, child's pose. Walk your hands in and just be easy with yourself here. Let there be a yielding, a receptivity, a softness, that your practice can just be this complete cycle of rest and activity. So active and then resting, active and then resting, strength and then yielding. Head on your hands, hips on your heels, breathe. Okay, so really like these shoulder stretches. This is where you'll need a block or maybe a thick book if you're at home. So if you have your yoga block, you're going to place it on your mat like this, and you're going to find a belt or a strap. And the belt and the strap are going to be, the loop is going to be as wide as your shoulders. So that's a good measurement, so you can get your loop. See if you can hold it like this and measure your arm distance. That will be comfortable. If you have tight shoulders, you might want it a little bit wider than your shoulders. So the first part is going to look like this. And just check to make sure. Bring the strap around your upper arms. See if you widen your arms into the strap, if that's a good distance for you. And just find that kind of pressuring outward, making the strap taut. Okay, so it's going to go behind your back when we lay down. And this is how we'll do it. I'm going to stretch out and place the forehead on the block. And then you're going to try to find the strap behind you, and it might feel awkward at first, but find it. And it can go below the elbows or closer to the forearms and the wrists, and head on the block. So once you get this set up, just relax here as much as you can. I know it's kind of awkward. Arms behind the back in the strap. You'll feel a little bound up, but that's okay. Forehead. Now what we're going to do is find the pressure of your forehead down. And even if you don't have a block, you can do this onto the floor. So forehead down into the block. Widen your arms outward, and then try to lift your arms up. This is great strengthening for the tricep muscle in the arms. Press your head down, lift your arms. Do both. So it's not releasing the head to lift the arms, it's pressing head down, lift the arms. Then widen arms into the strap. Now as you get all that steady, lift your heart, soften the throat, gentle eyes down over the tips of your nose. So you're not trying to look up. Your eyes are down towards the floor, towards the tip of your nose, and lifting the arms up. Press wide into the strap. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale everything back down, head on the block. Breathe. All right, try this again. Press head, lift arms, widen arms, stretch your legs straight, keep your legs on the ground, lift head and chest. Exhale, breathing. If you feel this in your lower back, try to take your tailbone and lengthen it towards your heels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms back, forehead back, and breathe. Third time's a charm. Press your head, lift your arms, widen into the strap, press the head, lift, and then lift head and chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Okay, great. Stretch and strengthening for the shoulders. Set the strap aside. Use your hands. Hips to heels, and enjoy another child's pose here. Forehead on your hands. Breathe. Those are all the muscles. We use a lot of those muscles for our back bend, opening for the chest, good strengthening for the arms. Breathe here and just yield and surrender your effort. Okay, back to the familiar. And we'll move the block or any of your props aside, off to the side of your mat. Hands forward, coming back into your downward facing dog. And exhale, lift the low belly. And perhaps you feel that effort in your arms, and just acknowledge yourself for that. Feel it, breathe into it. Notice the benefits. Notice where you've strengthened. Let go of any efforting that may have caused a lot of strain. Lift the low belly. Let your head go. Breathe. Nice downward facing dog. Do all the things you know That helps so much with this. Press your fingers into the mat. Squeeze your index finger and thumb against the mat towards one another. Press back into your heels. Widen across the bases of your toes so the toes widen laterally on your mat. Lift the low belly and then try to reach your rib cage up and towards the pelvis. So you get really long through the sides of your body from armpit to hip pit. Take another breath here. Standing into your left foot, lift the right leg up high and back behind you. Another chance to get that standing split. Bend your upper knee and just kick. Kick the foot over the left shoulder. You'll notice that your right hand will get light, so you want to press weight into the right hand as well and turn. Stretch right leg straight up, deep inhale. Step forward with your right foot, exhale. And this is another time you might want a block right here next to your right foot, so you get to choose, hand onto the block or hand onto the floor. Spin your left heel down. It's just common to do the right side first, so we'll just do the right side first. Hand on your hip, not for any particular reason, it just happens that way sometimes. So arm into leg, leg into arm. You want this point, the arm and the leg, stable. So it's not sort of somewhere out here and it's not back here. It's right here where you can use your leg and your arm. Arm's like a wall, leg presses into the arm. Left hand on your hip. This is going to be side angle pose. So pressing your back heel, you're going to really feel a reach and a rooting of the left foot back into the mat. And then take your upper arm and stretch overhead. Now you've got the strength and stability here. This is like one piece, leg into arm, arm into leg. You've got your left heel pressing, left arm over the head reaching. Now what can yield here is the side, the rib cage. So feel your breath, your next inhale, lift the left rib cage up towards the ceiling. Turning and looking up underneath that left arm. Pressing into the legs and the feet, reaching forward with your upper hand, and then breathing a rainbow arc through the left side body. Bend deeper through your right knee. Let right seat go down. Left hip and thigh rise with your belly and your ribs. One more breath. And left hand to the floor. Set the block over to the other side and step back, downward dog. Noticing as you go any difference between the right side and the left side so you know that your effort has been received. Your skin and your body can yield to that. All right, stand into your right foot now. Lift the left leg up nice and high. Spread the toes a lot. Bend the upper knee and just go ahead and kick your foot. So the higher the lift in the knee, more for your hips. Kick heel over right shoulder. Reach into the left hand as you start to feel your effort take you out of the left hand. Press into the left hand and look under your right armpit. Okay, straighten left leg, deep inhale. Another chance for that standing reach and flexibility in your legs. And step left foot forward. Connect, bring your hand in close to your leg as possible. Again, spin right heel down for side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. So that you're gonna get this arm into leg, leg into arm. So there's no gaposis. Funny word. Elbow into the leg, leg into the arm. This is all stable and one piece. Right hand on your hip. Push into your right heel. Bend deeper through your left leg. Turn the chest and belly to the side wall. Reach, right arm overhead, and try to turn your chest belly up towards the ceiling. So watch this. This is common. Your leg and your arm will come apart from one another. You want to widen the left leg, left seat towards the floor. Reach with your right hand. Reach back into your right heel. Now what can yield is this whole side body here. Puffing rib cage up towards the ceiling. Right side extending. Can you feel the skin stretch? Can you feel your right thigh bone lift? Left thigh bone, bent knee down towards the floor. One more breath. Right hand to the mat. Set block aside. Bend the front knee deeper, turn the back heel up, step back. Downward facing dog pose. And breathe here. Super common, basic poses, but we're just going nice and slow, getting them foundational in the body. Lift the low belly. Take a deep breath in. Bend the knees a lot, look forward, and jump. And you can look at your hands here. This is fun. Look at your hands. See where the little fingers are? Outside of your mat. Jump your feet outside of your fingers, your little fingers, so outside of your hands. Deep squat. Heels in. Garland pose. Malasana. So, yeah, and then this is a challenge for people who are athletes and runners. What they'll do is they'll get tight hips so their heels can't reach the ground. Good suggestion is to roll up the back end of your mat or put something under your heels here. You can even put your fists under your heels. And then you can sit your hips down. So what we're working towards is heels on the ground, feet in a little bit narrow, arms to the inside of your legs. The other place we'll go is we'll go like this and we'll round the spine. So the work here is to lift the heart and let the spine get lengthened and straight as best as you can do. Takes time, over time that happens. Hands in prayer, squeeze knees into arms. Move your heart forward, back of the heart forward. So instead of this, you're doing this. Take your left arm, thread it in front of your left knee and shin bone, so the palm is going to go out to the side. Just going to twist, reach up, a little bit review of what we did in the very beginning. You're just going to turn right arm up. The hand is back here. Try to reach it forward over your head and breathe. And come back into a deep squat. And take your right arm in front of your right knee and shin bone. So again, this press of the arm and the leg. Good press here. Reach left arm up, turn. Now, what we'll do is we'll drop the head forward. So it's work, or you're lifting, your effort comes from lifting the chin, front of your throat back, turning, reaching, 2, and 1. Hands back to the heart. Exhale. All right, hands behind you, and sit back and down. Let's Janu Shirshasana, nice seated pose here. So extend left leg out and draw the right heel in. Left leg out, right heel in, and extend up. Great time to use a strap if you need a strap for your foot. If not, you can just reach both hands over the head, turn your low belly towards the left leg, or right side wraps around to the left, and exhale, reach for your foot. If it's easy for you to hold your foot, I'm going to suggest you hold down by the heel. Reach your fingertips around your heel bone and forward fold. So common would be to shorten the left side and lift the right side. The effort comes from rotating chest belly to the left and trying to get this direct line of your spine over the left leg. Chin to shinny shin shin, or forehead to knee, whatever one works for you. And breathe. Push your heel into your hands and pull with your hands or your strap back onto your heel so you feel a good stretch. And it actually feels like you smooth the entire back of your leg on the mat. Over time that happens. It doesn't happen right away. Okay, inhale, come up, and we'll switch sides. Right leg goes out, left heel comes in, foot nice and close to the right leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach for your heel. Nice deep forward bend. Good flexibility here. Rotating the rib cage to the right. the whole line of your spine to the right, belly button over the right thigh, and breathing for 5, 4. Once you get the best pose you can offer today, you're just patient and accepting with yourself as you are. You're offering your best. It's one of the 4 agreements. Offer your best in your moments. 2, deep inhale, deep exhale. You're just following the breath, inhaling and exhaling as you hold the pose. 3 to 5 breaths. We might have held it longer. It's okay. And then come on up to center and extend out both legs. Let's do a Baddha Konasana. I like this for the inner thighs. So soles of the feet together, knees wide, and you can use your hands, reach under your gluteal muscle and pull the flesh back and then sit into that sitting bone. And if you've done one side, you can kind of feel before you do the next side how that side, I worked with my right side first, so my right side really feels grounded. It's a nice feeling for your yoga poses to be grounded. So, and then you can do your left side or your opposite side. Sit up tall, take a nice deep breath here. And again, doing your best, just offering your best, and feeling your deep breath in and exhale. Come into a nice forward fold. So here's a place you could use a block for your head at whatever height could be helpful for you. And breathe. For 3. 2. And 1. Good. Inhale, come up. And bring the legs in. All right, so another seated pose that is just a gem for the hips is double pigeon, Agni Sambhasana. So let's take the left leg under and take your right ankle and try to take it just a little beyond your left thigh. It's okay if your left heel is in close, and at first it'll feel like you're right on that foot. Maybe though, eventually you'll get your heels so they're just beyond the thighs more parallel than out wide. And it's this crisscross of your legs. You can really feel in the hips. We'll do this adjustment again. If you liked it before, you can pull the flesh of your glute back. Other side too. You can, let's do this. Let's bring your hands to the feet. And it's kind of awkward because one hand's going to be higher, one hand's going to be lower, but you press your feet into your hands and widen your knees. Press and widen, press and widen. Just at first, try to feel that and find it. Now, take your hands to your knees or just above the knee on the thigh bone. So again, one hand's going to be higher than the other, a little awkward, but you can find it. And widen your knees into your hands. Widen your knees into your hands so you give a good brace. Again, this place of stability or your effort. So then what gets to yield or what gets the benefit is the hip. So as you widen your knees into your hands, see if you could soften. You have to think about it. Soften deep into your hip flexors, right where the thigh bone, deep into the hip socket. Good. All right. So once we've got that, let's lift the top leg up into baby cradle. So if this would feel better, you could straighten out your left leg. Straighten out your left leg. Wrap your arms around your right leg. And if this is not available to you, you can make little hooks with your elbows and just side to side, just like you're rocking a baby. And it's not about this movement, it's more about this movement in the hip socket, feeling it. You can lift that hip up, move it back, sit it down. Yep, that feels a little more. If you've got your arms wrapped. And I like to pay attention even to the leg that we think isn't working. Toes straight up at 12 o'clock, because this is what will happen. The leg will get complacent. All right, so right leg down. Fold fold right leg under for the other side. Double pigeons. So the right leg's going to be the bottom leg. Left foot, ankle on top, and see how just move the foot so it's beyond the thigh. So it's not like this. It's just beyond it. Just a better placement. It gets deeper into the hips. Little adjustments. Sit up tall, find your feet or your heels, and give a good press. You can see arms working, press. That's your effort. The yielding happens as you try to widen the knees and the thighs. So you feel it in your hip sockets. Your hips are opening, breathing, this rotation of the thigh bones into the hip sockets. So healthy for those deeps, they call them the deep six muscles in the hips. All right, and then shift, hands to knees. So in this case, your right hand is going to be on your left thigh bone just above the knee, or right hand on the right thigh bone just above the knee, left hand on the left thigh bone. And you're just going to widen knees into hands. Widen, 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 widen. Breathe and let your hip flexors soften. 2 and 1. Good. Sit up tall and extend right leg now. Hold left leg into baby cradle. And just gentle side to side movements. Perhaps that double pigeon pose helped you get deeper into this pose. The work here is starting just trying to get the shin bone parallel to the floor. It might start like this with the tightness in the hip. Heel in closer, knee out wider, shin bone parallel as you work with this day after day, not just all at once, but day after day. And then perhaps you'll be able to get the foot, it's like right in front of the heart, or maybe heel up to the forehead. And this pose is the beginning. So if you get your foot in line with your spine, the hip is opening more. And this pose is the beginning of foot behind the head. So that's more advanced. Take a lift through your heart. Take a deep breath in. Nice. And exhale. And just release that leg. All right, come all the way onto your back, slowly making our way to the back. Hips open, shoulders open, couple good standing poses. Just bring your hands to your low belly. Prop your knees in, heels wide, and let anything that's too strong in your back or your hips or your pelvis, any sensations that you're feeling, just let those kind of flow through you as you relax your spine against the floor. Now, of course, you're going to have a nice curve in your lower back and the back of your neck, but you'll feel your hips on the floor. You'll feel the back of your heart and the back of your shoulders on the floor, and the back of your head heavy on the floor. You can prop your knees in so you don't feel like you're holding up your legs. And breathe. Noticing any residual sensation from your work in your hips and pelvis and standing poses. All right, so we're going to extend both legs all the way out. And gently draw the right knee in towards your chest. And just hold your knee, preparing for a nice supine twist. You'll hold your right leg with your left hand, and that's your guide. You're guiding your leg across, widening your right arm, and if it feels comfortable for your head and neck, you'll turn your eyes to the right hand. Right shoulder relaxes to the floor as you turn your pelvis and hips, and right leg to the left. Couple of deep breaths. Deep into the rib cage and the low belly. Let your breath be what's yielding and softening, and let your your body, feel the support and stability of the floor. Right, draw right knee in on a deep inhale, change sides, extend right leg, draw left knee in, just hold, pausing and noticing, and then taking the left leg across, widening the left hand. If it's comfortable for your neck, turn and look at your hand. If not, just look up to the ceiling. Take outer left hip towards your feet, towards your right foot, and breathe. Breath is soft. Eyes are soft. Some nice, full, deep exhalations. And then drawing the left knee deep into the chest as you roll back on your inhalation to the spine and setting feet down. Let's take the feet apart on your mat, maybe wider than your hips. Just do a little windshield wiper here. Arms can be comfortable and out from the shoulders, side to side with the knees. Just this last little bit of movement, rocking across the pelvis. Inhaling and exhaling as you go. And as that feels complete for you, when you feel like you've released any tension in your lower back and your hips and your legs, you can slowly extend yourself into a Shavasana. One leg, then the other leg, palms up, eventually settling your mind with your eyes closed into your body and into your breath. Slow the breathing down. Gently bring your attention back to your breath, noticing your breathing again from wherever your mind drifted off. And bending one knee and bending the other knee, sliding your right arm up alongside your head, rolling gently to your right side. Your arm's right there. You can rest your head right on top of your arm. right ear on right bicep, and just breathe real easily with yourself, knowing that you offered your best, you were present with yourself, and that the yoga practice between the effort and surrender can be so healing. Pressing left hand in front of your heart to the floor, using your right arm underneath you as you use your arm strength to come back up to sitting, crossing your legs, sitting tall, folding hands in front of your heart, and ending with a beautiful namaste.